My name is James Williams. This is Kung Fu Habit number 2. And this is part 2 of this entertainment business. When I left off, I was talking about the suicide rates of actors. Alright? The suicide rates of actors are higher than you think. The suicide rate of entertainers are higher than you think. The pressure of being a success in this business is a lot higher than you think. I'm struggling right now to get people to look at me, which is why I'm here on Kung Fu Habit number 2. Now, Dragon Phoenix Company, if you guys want to give me a roof over my head and fly me out to California because they're doing pretty good on YouTube, hey, I'm down. I'll play the bad guy. Gonna have to have a doctor on set though because of my hip. All right, and he needs to be a hip specialist. All right, so therefore, you're gonna have to make my martial arts be a lot less than the things that the other good people are doing right now. Plus, I'm 44 years old, so you got to give me some credit on that. Anyway, no, the suicide rate in this business, with our most recent loss of Chester Bennington from one of my favorite bands, Linkin Park. The suicide rate of these things are awesome. The drug use of actors and singers and anybody else that has had an issue are awesome. And then with the more recent event with Sinead O'Connor and Dr. Phil, you have to look into these things. Entertainment life is a tough ass business. You don't have the freedoms that you have right now. You don't have the freedom to piss out in your yard without people taking pictures to make money. A lady recently who did a movie with somebody just got pissed off about her skin tone underwear and someone taking flashing pictures and stuff. Okay, now here's that double-edged coin. When you're in entertainment, you have two sides of this coin. One, you're a celebrity now, so people are going to take your picture, whether you want them to or not. Now, I will say that they have passed laws, thank God, to protect celebrities' kids, which is good. But you have to remember, you make your money living in front of the camera, day in and day out. 5-6 months out of the year, unless you're like what I'm going to do. I would much rather be on a TV show than a fucking movie star. Yeah, but whatever happens, happens. I'll take what I can get. But you make your money by standing in front of a camera, day after day. You make your money doing that. So you need to understand that fame comes with a cost. No, I'm not trying to quote the movie, but it literally does come with a cost. Pain, sweat, tears, sometimes suicide. You will be amazed at how many people give their life for this business. The guy that played Ares in Xena the Warrior Princess, I believe he died on one of his movies. I'm not going to swear to that. One of my heroes, Brandon Lee, died when he was filming The Crow. Bruce Lee died before he got to finish filming his movie. Lots of actors, singers. Let's go to singers. Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Aaliyah. I can't think of the damn girl name. Selena. All of these ones were died or got murdered. Entertainment is a business for people who can handle the stress of the environment of what you need to do. So I would tell a person, if you can't handle a lot of shit, you need to back off. I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure I can take most of it. I'm not gonna go cussing out executives because they write my check, but I am, I'm gonna question shit on set. We got to do this stunt like where Tom Cruise just broke his fucking ankle. Hey, look, how safe is this stunt? My only concern is safety. My only other concern is will I not forget my fucking lines? Because I am constantly forgetting shit. Now, as far as like the action, let's say, you with the gun, you've come a long way to die. I'm not the one that's gonna die. You're gonna die.
I come a very long way to kill you.
So, that's not my concern. My concern is more like, if it's an action movie, and I only have to say actionable things, like, I'm going to bust your shit. And then the other guy's like, go for it, little man, or half-breed, or some derivative shit that's going to piss my character off and give me the motivation to beat his ass. I'm more worried about the safety of the fight If we're fighting on a bridge, because you know if you're making a Chinese movie, they fight everywhere, and I like that shit. I support that shit. But if you're fighting somewhere where there's no danger element, you know, people get bored. I'm obsessed with fighting on steps. So, you know, if you've seen my Fallen Dragons, me and Eric Chen, excuse me, not Eric Chen, me and Adrian Cow, we fight on steps. Because I was obsessed with fighting on steps. I'm still obsessed with fighting on steps. If I can make another kung fu movie, we have to fight on some steps. Like a big ass flight of steps. So, with lots of things that I can use to fight with. But, you know, we bite it every time in a movie. Somebody's going to bite it. Somebody has to slip and fall. And the scene could be great and then something could go wrong. Those things happen. Now, why did I bring up the suicide rate? The suicide rate of entertainers in general is very, very high. The guy that was in Brooke Shields' TV show, which is why the show didn't get picked up, because I guess she didn't want anything else to do with it, because I think she was executive producer, but he had committed suicide when it got picked up for the second season. Now, a lot of you guys don't remember him. I don't remember his name, and even if I did, I would leave it off for respect of his family and respect for this business. But whatever he was going through, he committed suicide. Let's not forget the comedian who was killed, Phil. I don't remember his last name. He played in the Kristen Dunst movie with the Gorgonites. He was killed by his wife because she thought he was having an affair. That was never confirmed or denied that he was having an affair, but she killed him. So like I said, the suicide and the murder rate, there was an actress way back in the 80s. She played in My Sister Sam. She was murdered by a crazy fan. These are the things that come with this job. So you have to worry about obsessed fans. You have to worry about managers that are stabbing you, but they're supposed to be your friends, because that's what happened to Selena. You have to worry about your plane going down because of Richie Valens and Lisa Left Eye Lopez and Aaliyah. All of these people have had tragic ends. And for the most part, in this business, there's no guaranteed of anything. You know, actors die a lot more than you think. Brandon Lee was a complete tragedy because they had so much speculation, and he died just down the road from us in North Carolina. So, you know, why should I have to go to California if they're filming everywhere? You know, they're filming up and down the entire eastern seaboard, if you want the truth. They're filming in Georgia. They're filming in Wilmington, North Carolina. They're filming in Florida, because Nickelodeon and them are all down in Florida. They're filming in New York. That's where Law & Order is filmed. I shouldn't have to go that far to get work. You know, especially if there's a studio right smack dead here in Virginia. Now, if I had my own studio here in Virginia, this bitch would never shut down. Because we're making movies. Because that's what you're supposed to do when you have a movie studio. You're supposed to go out, hire actors, make movies, make money. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Apparently, the people who's running this studio tend to forget that the job of making movies, because you have a movie studio, is to make movies. Now, I don't have that kind of bank. I don't have that revenue. I have to shoot on the fly with one of these beautiful cameras. No, gotta use what works. And sometimes things work and sometimes things don't. You know, but you have to go with what you know. Now, for the most part, you know,
You have to be all you can be and salute your character.
that's not a ghost. And you know, hell, they film the Finding Bigfoot people things in West Virginia. So me not actually having work is fucking ridiculous. But this business is cutthroat. People die to be entertainers. People die once they are successful entertainers. And people don't want to acknowledge this shit, you know, because it's too real for them. Here's the thing. Knowledge is power. It is the one thing that no one can take from you. Unless you get amnesia. I personally would be happy filming commercials, because my favorite commercial is, I too have woke from my coma. That was a nap, Susan Lucci. Or at the beginning, I still deserve appreciation. Who was there for you when you had amnesia? You know I can't remember that. Well, you haven't paid attention to me in 2 years. I was in a coma. Geico. No, not even Geico. It's Progressive. It's some goddamn car insurance company. See, told you I forget. So therefore, I would need to have a acting coach on set, as well as someone to make sure that I don't fuck up. Put a little walkie in my ears so they can make sure I do the lines. Tell me when I actually. It's like, okay, you only need to put this in here to let me know when I'm supposed to start talking. So when you say action, how many beats do I have to wait? 1, 2, 3, 5 beats before who speaks first? Those things. Those are the only things I'm really worried about. That's it. Now when I make my own stuff, I tell everybody, all right, look, when you start talking, before the next guy talks, take 2 breaths. No, they don't have to be deep breaths because we don't want them to see this on film. No, you just take 2 breaths, and that'll give you enough time for their dialogue to have processed, and then you spit your dialogue. They'll take 2 breaths and spit their dialogue. And sometimes I'm like, all right, look, just have at it, and then we'll edit that shit later, because that's usually how it works. But that's only for independent films. When you're working on some big shit, like from Procter & Gamble, like you're on Guiding Light or As the World Turns, or any of those soap operas that no longer exist that I just mentioned, you kind of got to know your shit. I'm pretty sure I can successfully navigate a kid's show. I'm pretty sure that if I got on a soap opera, they're going to have to work with me a lot. So whoever I'm co-starring with, let me apologize now, just in case this video actually gets some likes and someone says, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about, let's give him a fucking job. But I would prefer to be on Days of Our Lives because I've been watching this since I was a little boy. Anyway, moving on. Truth be told, I'd much rather actually be a Power Ranger so I could actually put my martial arts skills to good use, because I'm pretty sure Days of Our Lives wouldn't let me use Kung Fu on the show. Unless it was like a cameo and like somebody had to go into a dojo and look for somebody or whatever. But anyway, moving on. This business takes everything you have. I'm about to close this out. That's why I'm ending it with this. This business takes everything you have. Everything. It takes everything you have to survive this motherfucker business. It takes everything you have to have staying power, to be in there. Because contract negotiations, they come up quick. Probably the only fear I have is that my contract would be like really, really short. Like, okay, you're going to be in 3 episodes and then you'll never work again. Because I fear that I'm that horrible of an actor. And you never know. I might actually be a pretty good damn actor. But since I've never really been given a chance outside of my own stuff, it's hard to say. I'm good enough for me. But I'm never going to walk down that aisle and have one of these little Oscar things. My dad got me this. It says Superstar. I'm never going to get a real one. I'm not even going to put that dream in my head. Because the only dream I really have is just to fucking be working. I was like, hey, you got a nomination. Really? Okay. Are you going to the thing? Do I have any acting work that I could do instead of go sit down with a bunch of people that I don't know or could never know me or don't want to know me? So, I know that sounded horrible, but I'm going to be honest with you. Because I've been struggling so long to get into this business, that if I got into this business, if I got a nomination, I send my mama. I send somebody, but I wouldn't be there because I get to working. I'm not going to stop working. I'm just going to work. They're like, why are you always working? Why don't you ever take time off? No, fuck that shit. I take time off trying to get into this business. So when I get my point, when I get that movement where they be like, we're going to give James that job. We're going to let him be in this show. This whole show. This show is a 5-year show. That's all I need. A show that'll last for 5 years, or if I can get on the Power Rangers and have a reoccurring role, for anyone, even in Japan. If I can get on a show where I can have some guarantee that I'm going to be on that show for a long time, or at least until the season saga is over, because I only have one request for any show that I get. It has to be completed. Now, I'm going to explain that, and then I'm going to end this video, because, like I said, this business takes everything you have. Everything. From sun up to sundown, this business takes everything you have, and it costs. It costs. The way I see it, if I'm going to have a show, I get a show, I'm in it till the motherfucker's over. Like if I got on The Walking Dead, it's like nah. I say I want to be in this motherfucker until the shit's over. Now if that wasn't in the contract, hey, that's cool. And then I want to be killed 1 or 2 shows in. That way no one will get too attached to me or whatever. And that could be my stomping grounds right there. Like, yeah, you was on Walking Dead. Cool. I would gladly be in the Walking Dead. I've never read the comic books, but my cousin did, and he told me about it, so pretty good. But I watched the show. So it's kind of a win-lose, but it's not like I can't pick a comic book up after they kill me off the show. But my sister's been with the show from the beginning, so it would be great to be on it and be like, yeah, I'm on Walking Dead, bitch. Yeah. Anyway, so, but if I have a show, like if I'm the star of the show, kind of like when they did the Highlander, the Raven, my show would have to have a beginning and an end. Even if the show was canceled, so it would have like a beginning, and if it goes 2 or 3 seasons, that's great. But if it only is going to go for 1 season, it will have to have an ending. It can't leave people on a cliffhanger. I don't want that shit because as a person who watched TV, there's nothing worse than a show ending on a cliffhanger. And above all else, I'm sorry to everybody who loved this show, because I love this show too. It cannot end with a fucking cop-out. Alright? I love Battlestar Galactica when they rebooted that bitch. I did not like the ending. It was a complete cop-out. I didn't get to see the ending of Caprica, but I was told it also was a complete cop-out. I didn't get to see the ending of Smallville, but they said Smallville ended very well with him actually becoming Superman. So that was cool. Any show that I'm on, it has to have a finishing. And it can't be some cop-out. It can't be something to leave people... excuse me. It can't be something that leads you to your imagination, because then, you don't know what happens. No. Now, when I ended Guardians of the Earth, you know that Daikon got out of the prison nexus and came back and was in the headquarters waiting for us when we got there. Or at least waiting for me after I took the statues back to the Fear Force. So, if you haven't checked that out, it's on Kung Fu Havoc #2. It's under Guardians of the Earth. Everything's there. Just look for it. I think it's all 7 episodes, or it's all one at once. I didn't get to put it up the way I wanted to because I don't have the equipment on this computer. But had I had the equipment on this computer, it wouldn't be a fucking big issue. But I will say this, everything that I make, if I'm got any say in it at all, I need to have some power in the show, and I have to say, look, it has to have a decent ending. It can't have a cliffhanger unless it's the season finale, and even if it's the season finale, if we're not getting picked up, it has to be in the contract that we have to make a decent ending that pleases everybody. The only thing I didn't like about the Battlestar Galactica ending is that they flew all the ships into the sun, which means they completely copped out, because I would have kept some of the ships and sent people to other places to go back. The Cylons went their way, so that means they probably weren't going to bother anybody. And then that whole issue with Starbuck, where dude's talking to her, and then he turns back and she's like completely gone. So was she really dead when they found her ship? That's an unanswered question. I don't like that shit. And I don't want people to come up to me if I'm the star. So what happens to your character when this happened? I don't know. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the person, what happens is, especially if the show's not going to get picked up for another season, you have to have an ending to everything you do. You have to have a beginning and an end. The fans deserve that. It's the same thing like they did with Farscape. When they at least brought in the miniseries, the Peacekeeper Wars, and then they ended it with John Crichton saving Earth and never coming back to Earth and raising his child with Aaron Soon in outer space. Now see, that I can deal with, because that him and her are together. You unfortunately, spoiler alert, if you don't know it, now you will, Dargo unfortunately dies, so they name the baby Dargo, and they hold him up and say, this is your home, and that is your playground. Now see, as a Farscape fan, they couldn't have done any better than that, because that was like the best ending ever. Where Battlestar Galactica, which I'm a fan, Starbuck or whoever is the dude's wife, sinks him down when he finds out he's a Cylon, so he's hooked up to all the ships, the Galactica and all that, and they fly the motherfucking whole fucking fleet into the sun after everyone gets on the planet and settles down. Some Cylons stay, some Cylons go. Time comes back around to where they're more in the modern day of our time. So they're basically saying that everything that happened in the whole Battlestar Galactica universe happened in the time before Jesus Christ. And when you come and you see the other people, the Cro-Magnon man, and somehow or another they evolve and they're gonna mate with the people who also made it with Cylons, and that's why Atlantis happened and all the shit, and that's fine and dandy and everything, but cop out. Can't have any cop outs. I'm James Williams Sr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2, and if this has offended you in any way, shape, or form, this is the entertainment business.
It will take everything from you. It takes everything you have to be in this business. You have to want it. You have to eat it, breathe it, sleep it. You have to love it. You have to enjoy it until you can't. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing you.
Thank you very much for listening to me.